This segment's all about exit planning. Welcome to the program. I'm Mark Imperial, and this segment's brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done and published so they can educate consumers, grow their businesses, and to leave a legacy. Joining me on this segment is Richard Strautman. Richard, welcome to the program.
Thanks. Nice to be here.
Richard, tell us a little bit about your work and specifically who are the types of clients that you specialize in helping?
Great. Yes, I have been consulting for well over 20 years, but back in 2012, I really saw the need in the market with my clients to do exit planning and became certified with the Exit Planning Institute and John Warlow's Value Builder advisors. And I've had the opportunity over, the past 10 years or so to work with a number of different clients, industries are of course all over the place. Exit planning is applicable to pretty much any business owner, but during that 12-year period in terms of exit planning, I've worked in aerospace, manufacturing, custom design and build, construction, software, distribution, and professional services industries.
When it comes to planning for an exit, do business owners really even know where to start or understand the process? What are their preconceived notions?
Well, according to Exit Planning Institute statistics, very few business owners really have done any education, really have an idea. Exit planning is so complex, and people think of it, I'm just going to go sell my business or I'm going to go hand it off to my son. But the steps, if you do it right, that you go through are many and varied. And for each client, it's really a customized process because they have certain images and visions of where they're going and how they're going to get there. And, that's what we do as exit planners, is to make sure they really understand their exit vision and help them achieve that.
Since folks don't really understand the role of that exit planning advisor, can you kind of give us like a 10,000-foot view and show us like the a broad view of the areas that you help these business owners with?
Sure. I refer to exit planning as exit architecture. If you think about what an architect does for a building, the same way an exit planner does in exit planning, they really lay out the entire plan. They look at what the objective is. If you're talking about a building, what's the objective of the client? What's his vision of his retirement? How much wealth does he have? So many of my clients have had uh, significant wealth outside their business as well as in their business, and therefore you get into a wide range of wealth management, financial analysis, tax minimization issues. So once you figure out where they're going, whether or not they're going to have enough money to accomplish their planned lifestyle, you've helped them through tax minimization issues. Then you get down into, okay, so there are 8, maybe even 9 defined exit options. Which of these are right for you? Are you trying to transfer it to your management team or your employees? Are you going to sell it to a third party? And if so, what kind of buyer are you looking for? What's the process that one goes through if you're going to either do a directed sale or try to conduct some kind of sale auction? So it's just so many different steps, and most business owners are totally overwhelmed. And that's what we try to do, is to not have them be overwhelmed and to get them to move forward, because when they become overwhelmed, they do nothing.
As you mentioned, they're not really aware of the processes in place. So, what are some of they think it's just like, hey, I'm going to go sell my business. What are some of the myths or misconceptions that they might hold in their mind that you can
Yeah,
kind of share?
understand. So many of them, of course, wait way too late. I was looking at some numbers just yesterday, and the general recommendation is, if you're going to sell your business with the likelihood that you may have to stay around as an advisor post exit, you probably should be starting 4 years ahead of your planned exit date. Because, first of all, your business isn't going to be ready to sell. It's There's so many things you can do to enhance the attractiveness of a business, to improve the value, to increase your multiple, to grow your top and bottom line. So first of all, you need a year or two to do that. Then you need probably 6 months or so to prepare. Then once you start the marketing process, that's going to take you probably a year, particularly if you are dealing with sophisticated buyers. And then quite often the owner is asked or wants to stay around for a year or two after the exit. So that's what most of them don't understand. They don't understand it really takes time.
Richard, what inspired you to get into this field and specifically help business owners with their exit architecture? How did you get started?
I got started because, again, about 15, 20 years ago, I started my own management consulting practice here on Long Island. I chaired a number of peer-to-peer advisory boards, which are multi-industry boards. So I worked across a lot of industry, helping business owners, and more, they were saying, well, I've grown my business, but now I'm 5, 10 years away from exiting. What do I do? So my clients really drove me to the realization that exit planning is something that they need, and is also, I realized, something that I was very good at. I did a lot of M&A work when I was in corporate America, so I already had a pretty strong background in terms of exit planning.
Before I ask you my last question, is there anything in regards to exit planning that I didn't think to ask you that you feel is important to share?
One of the things that I think as a whole, we've learned that one of the most important things that as exit planners and exit planning professionals and organizations failed to do early on was understand the owner's motivation for exiting. Several times I've worked with business owners, worked through the selling process, got them significant, mind-boggling multiples of what somebody would buy them for, and they just weren't ready to sell because most business owners are their own view of themselves or attached to their business, and they really have not thought through, well, okay, I have to, what's my life going to be like after I leave the business, and what am I going to do? And until they do that, then they're not really going to take that step. So in part, we have to be part psychologists and really do help them do visioning, so that they really are personally ready when they go through the process and get an offer to sell their company.
Richard, for folks listening right now that would love to speak with you, how can they find you, connect with you, and learn more?
Great. A couple ways. So they can go to my website, www.exitarchitect.com. They can call me at 516-313-0670, and I would love to chat with anybody who's thinking about the issues around exit planning.
Richard, this has been terrific. I really appreciate you taking the time to share with my audience today, and I wish you continued success for you and for all of your clients.
Mark, thank you so much.
That was Richard Strautman, and this segment's been brought to you by booksgrowbusiness.com. It's the place where busy professionals get their books done to educate consumers, grow their businesses, and to leave a legacy. That's all for now. I'm Mark Imperial, and thanks for joining me.